Hello, thank you guys for coming out. And sadly, I'm gonna start this off on a bad note. This is not a tribute to the Miley Cyrus song, The Climb. This is something much different. So in the beginning of my senior year, I was assigned a project. And this project was open-ended to pick a topic that I could relate to my senior service project and something that I felt passionate about. So automatically, my mind usually goes to something that I could relate to my college major, or something that I could use down the road in an interview, or something that was just good for me to know. But immediately, my mind went to the meaning of life. I mean, how could this even relate to my CBSL? And it wasn't till a few nights ago, when I was throwing this project together like the procrastinator I am, that I realized my connection to my CBSL. So my CBSL, I work with Seeds of Learning, and I take groups of high schoolers from Cardinal Newman to build schools in Nicaragua. And all of you guys are Cardinal Newman students. We know how important our senior service project is. It's something we start on in our freshman year. We talk about service opportunities and ways to connect with the community. And I started my project my sophomore year when I went to Nicaragua. And let me tell you, it changed my life. But there was a realization I had in the beginning of my senior year at Cardinal Newman that my project was not what I thought it was. It was something fabricated. So that brings me to my next point, volunteer tourism. I realized that my project was founded on volunteer tourism, and this was a shock to me. I came back from my first year of Nicaragua, and I was a changed person. I had saved the world. I felt so good about myself, and my parents loved to talk about me at dinner parties, and I applied for scholarships on the sole basis that I built a school in Nicaragua. But I realized it was so much more than that, that my project was founded on volunteer tourism, and that is the belief that volunteerism and tourism are combined in international travel. So there's one critique of volunteer tourism that I really took to heart, and that is the fact that the international travelers that usually go to developing countries get a lot more than they give. And at first, I was kind of appalled. I was like, what are you guys talking about? I built a school. This group of my students built a school. I mean, how could we give any more? But I realized I gave not as much as I got. I got so much out of that. I got recognition. I got a pat on the back. I felt good about myself. So I really struggled finding meaning in my project. And that made me think about how to find meaning in my project. And I found meaning in the connections that I got in Nicaragua, the people I got to talk to, the culture barriers we broke down. And this got me thinking about the people I met. I'm talking about mothers who wake up at dawn to make 150 tortillas in their one-bedroom home, only to hike 5 miles to the nearest market and sell half of them because there's 12 other mothers selling the exact same tortillas. They hike back uphill to their home, their lungs aching because of the disease they've gotten from the smoke that fills their home from their wood-burning stove. And then I thought about myself, somebody who is trying to decide if they have enough time to run to the mall before my water polo practice to buy shoes because my outfit for Friday night did not have a pair of shoes that matched. And I'm supposed to believe that there's some meaning of life that is a blanket term that puts me and the people of Nicaragua on the same place. And I just didn't buy it. I mean, we're a culture obsessed with meaning. Every book, every movie, every song we listen to boils down to some kind of meaning. I mean, there's a message in everything, and most of them boil down to this feeling of happiness. And it implies that we get our meaning from happiness. But every book and every movie has a different way to find happiness. So once again, how was I supposed to believe that there was this one universal term that was supposed to tell me my meaning? And I found just that there might not be one. So I found that we are not going to find our meaning in what we are doing today. I'd like to say that I'm very blessed to be part of this Cardinal Newman community. We are all driven, motivated people shooting for the stars. The kids I'm around are ambitious and they're doing great things. But I say this wholeheartedly for the wrong reason. We are doing things for the wrong reasons. We are applying to the Ivy League colleges because our parents had us in that sweatshirt from the time we were 3. We are running cross country not because we love it, because our siblings ran cross country, so we have to, right? We're going out for the speech and debate team because we know that's what resumes love, and that's what colleges love. But we'd much rather be part of the juggling club or the sci-fi movie club when I had to start recruiting kids to go on the Nicaragua trip by saying, oh, it's a great thing to put on your resume, it really helps with college admissions, and then I saw the influx of students, something just did not add up. So I leave you guys with a challenge today, to drop everything that is artificial in your life. To stop doing things for your parents, for your peers, for your coaches, for your teachers, and do them for yourself. And be selfish, and I mean this in the best way possible, because this is where you're gonna find your meaning. And I'm sorry I was not able to tell you your meaning of life, because there isn't necessarily this blanket term I have found. I found that we all have our own individual meaning that we are gonna find in the things that we love to do, not the things that we think we love to do. It's when we step outside our comfort zones and put ourselves out to the world saying, this is me, and this is what I want to do, where we are gonna find our meaning. So I challenge you to stop what you're doing and stop looking for the meaning in the artificial things in your life and start doing for yourself. Thank you.